In this video, you will discover 15 rules about money. Some say it is the engine of the world, while others chase it tirelessly, like a hamster in a spinning wheel. There are those who only talk about money and those who actually have it. It doesn't matter your self-esteem, your faith, where you live, or what your dreams are. You either have money or you don't. You are either accumulating money or spending it. What some of you might not know is that money acts as a power in society. It follows certain rules, laws that govern the generation and movement of capital. Today, we will share with you 15 rules about money that will transform the way you view wealth for the better. We advise you to take notes on the points discussed here, as this will be the most precious investment you can make in yourself. If you are here watching this video, it's because you really want to change your financial life. So leave a comment saying, "I will get rich." When I see your comment, I will give it a heart, because I know you will be rich soon. If you enjoy the video, give it a like, subscribe, and leave your comment. So without further ado, let's begin Rule 1. Money does not change people, it merely reveals who they truly are. Some think of money as a magnifying glass. Any traits that are hidden when they are poor become 10 times more visible, and people can now notice them. The same magnifying glass ignites that initial spark that awakens those traits that were dormant before wealth arrived. If you were one person before and then got rich and are now another, do a self-analysis to see which path you are following. The difference between you poor and you rich should only be that one has a fatter bank account than the other. If you were humble and generous before, nothing will change when you get rich. Humility also works as fuel. It gives you energy and allows you to move faster, to learn faster, giving access to more tools and resources. It all depends on who you are and where you want to direct your energy. Money does not change people. It removes the vulnerability of being poor and gives them the platform to be who they truly are. 2. Never spend money before you have it. If you always want to be poor, keep spending money you haven't earned yet. This is the main reason most people never get out of poverty. They borrow money to acquire things they don't need or can't afford. So, whose fault is it? Some say the media aggressively promotes products to these vulnerable individuals, promising happiness and the respect of their peers. Others say it's an education issue, that no one teaches you these things, but in reality, it's a personal issue. When you're using a credit card to buy a new TV, it's not a wise purchase. Even though the TV is smart, this purchase is pure ostentation. If you are sacrificing your future for your present, people overspend on things they actually can't afford, and that's why they will never break the cycle. They are stuck in the present. That's why there's not enough time for them to move forward to the future. 3. Don't chase money. Instead, become a money magnet. We know this rule is often preached as some sort of law of attraction, but it's not. In fact, it's much deeper than positive thoughts and the universe delivering your ideal life to you. This rule can be divided into 2 parts. The first is, don't chase money. It means that if you're always behind money running towards it, you need to stop doing that immediately. The fact that you don't have money is because you're stuck in this rat race, in this hamster wheel that doesn't let you go anywhere while you are chasing money. Money will keep running from you. The second part is about attracting money, which means becoming valuable enough on your own, and money comes to you because of your skills and competence. Let us explain. The more valuable you become as an individual, the more people will want you to solve problems for them. They will gladly run after money and bring it to you if you can help them in various possible ways. This is the fundamental difference between value consumers and value creators. One spends money while the other receives money. The more valuable you become, the more money you will receive. 4. Dedicate time to applying financial resources. This is the main obstacle that prevents people from achieving economic success. The usual belief of individuals is that it is necessary to have capital to accumulate more capital. What these individuals never understood is that time is more precious than money you have a wealth of. Time that you are likely wasting, it doesn't matter when you start. It will still take on average 7 years to establish a business, reaching 10 years if you are not that insightful, and 5 if you already have some initial capital. However, time is still a requirement. The sooner you start, the faster you will reach your goal. You are insightful. You chose to dedicate a few minutes of your valuable day with us, and we are immensely grateful for that. You are already absorbing so much through our channel, but you also need to get your hands dirty. You need to go out into the field, whatever the field, whether it's physical or digital reality. It's surprising to us how people can't set aside 2 hours a day to dedicate to their side project, but they can watch Netflix or spend countless hours on video games. If you're not wealthy, it's not because you lack money, it's because you're misallocating your time. 5, the more you learn, the more you prosper. Here is a crucial distinction we need to make about learning. Learning for us means acquiring wisdom that can be converted into value in your life and in the lives of others. That's what learning means. No one cares if you know everything about Pokemon or if you can recite movie lines by heart. That has no value. Life is not a trivia game. Applying knowledge that has no potential to materialize is not wisdom. It's trivia because you're learning in building a ladder for yourself to get out of that abyss is mobility. Most of us start our journey learning how to build each step. After building those steps, move on with the execution. If your parents built a ladder for you, then use it. Others have documented how ladders are built. Study them. We all have different roles in this game of life. Maybe some abysses are deeper than others, but the way out is almost always the same. Learn, build, escape, enjoy, teach others. If you want to accumulate wealth, you need to learn how money is generated. You need to practice how to accumulate wealth until you become truly skilled at it. Like here in this project, dedicate enough time. And at some point, you will stop sweating as if you have more time to waste all life. Skills follow this principle. First, you learn. If you are serious about changing your life, you need to start learning the basics. Then build on them. Your luck is that there are plenty of resources available for you to learn what your reality needs. You are living in the greatest time to learn that has ever existed. Education is free. All you have to do is reach for it and use it. 6. Never be a slave to money. Become a commander. No one wants to be a slave, but the way society operates puts us in a position of enslaving ourselves. We created this amazing tool called debt. Some people use it to free themselves, while others lose even their freedom because of it. Having bad debt is the most modern form of slavery. The moment you borrow money for any reason, your life is no longer yours. It belongs to creditors, to the people who lent you the money you received. When you work for someone else and use your salary to pay a loan, you are literally trading hours of your life so that the profit from that work goes to someone else. If that's not slavery, we don't know what is. Money is always oscillating between being your owner or you being the owner of your own money. If your dream is to be wealthy, your first goal is to be the owner of money. When you make money work for you, it will generate income and keep you always in abundance. 7. Charm the money. Don't let the money charm you. This is an extension of rule number 6. Money is fickle, it has tricks, and it can be dangerous due to its potential. Just as a knife in the hands of a professional sushi chef is a faithful servant, but in the hands of a child, the knife becomes dangerous. Money has an appeal to show you everything you can do with it, all the possibilities. And it's easy to fall victim to its charms because who wouldn't want to fulfill their fantasies? But that's exactly how money slips away from you the moment you give in, is when you open the door and the money escapes. You have seen this countless times with people who have won incredible fortunes and ended up bankrupt and miserable just a few years later. Our channel is full of examples of people whose lives were ruined by a flow of money because they had no idea how to control it and how to master it. Don't let money seduce you and see it for what it really is, a tool. 8. Wealth does not sprout in bushes unless you sow the right seeds. For some reason, people only know the first part of the rule, people. Anyone who has grown an apple tree understands what it takes to enjoy the apples. First, you need to find the seed, then the ideal soil, water, and nourish, care for it, protect it from external influences, give it enough time, sunlight, and dedication. If you do this, you will end up harvesting your own apples. This is precisely how people accumulate fortunes, by sowing the right seeds and facing the process. This is what you need to do to have your own money tree. Every great business or investment started as a seed, but the seeds alone do not turn into apple trees. If you don't leave the comfort zone of always picking apples from someone else's shelves, living safely off others, or a job will never make you evolve. This seed we speak of is ideas. The world is full of seeds, and the best part is that, like knowledge, they are free. Ideas are free because it's not the seed that grows into the tree. It's the gardener who takes the seed and turns it into something precious. You are the gardener. The seeds are ideas. Your money tree is what you do with those ideas, and if you're willing to take the time to nurture them, you'll reap good fruits. Everyone who has ever built something knows that it doesn't happen overnight. The sooner you plant that seed and start nurturing it, the sooner you can enjoy those fruits. 9. Don't let money be idle. Money hates being still. It hates it so much that it usually either disappears or escapes to someone else who knows what to do with it. Money is like a shark. It needs to keep moving to stay alive. Money loses its value when it is stagnant and increases in value when it is employed. Did you know that if you keep 50,000 reais under your bed for 10 years, at the end of that period, your 50,000 reais will be worth approximately 30,000 reais in real market value? This happens because of inflation, the rising prices of goods and developments, the cost of living grows, and this is the price of letting money be idle. Save enough money for an emergency and protect it from inflation. Everything else used to strengthen your financial fortress. Build things, create. Use money for what it should be used for. 10. Spend less than you earn. We know this seems obvious, but there is still an absurd amount of people who violate this fundamental rule. There is a large portion who simply don't care as long as they spend with a credit card, and there is an even larger portion of that population who exhaust everything they earn in the first days after receiving it. This inability to control your impulse to spend is why you don't feel like your life is progressing. These people are seduced by money. They imprison themselves with bad debt. Let their pride and emotions dominate their spending. Every debt is inevitably paid with interest. If you are one of those people who don't like to plan finances because it makes you feel poor, that's fine. As long as you still follow the full rule, you can spend less or earn more. The choice is yours. There's nothing wrong with enjoying a lifestyle as long as you're bringing in surplus capital, and at least some of that income goes to your personal safety net. You should always have a reserve to fall back on in case of unforeseen events. In our experience, there are two types of people: those who love to optimize and plan, and those who want to go all in. Both can get rich if they follow a slow and steady path to wealth and master money. 11. Money is your personal army and should go out and bring back prisoners. Billionaire investor Kevin O'Leary created this metaphor, and now it's something we've incorporated into the way we think about money. Every real you have is your personal soldier. Every morning you send them into battle. Some will die, some will achieve their goal, and maybe more of them will come home with prisoners. If you start thinking about your soldiers, you will be much more careful with the troops you hand over When someone asks to borrow some of your soldiers, every time you lend money to someone, you risk that person killing your soldiers and never seeing them again. 12. The right partner can make you rich, while the wrong one can make you poor. You might be wondering, what does this have to do with finances? You will only realize how costly it is to be with the wrong person when the expenses pile up. Getting divorced costs a fortune, and if you don't know what you're doing, you'll lose half of what little you have. The wrong partner, besides holding you back and limiting you, has the power to change your destiny because they are extremely close to you, influencing you even without you realizing it. The person you choose to share your life with can either help lift your wings for growth or keep you grounded. Choose wisely who will be by your side on this journey we call life. It is essential that this person is resilient, capable, and shares the same goals and aspirations as you to face the path filled with ups and downs and obstacles ahead. If the person is not fully engaged in this journey, they will fail to endure it. Find the right person and life will become a spectacular journey. 13. Capital will not solve all your financial dilemmas. For some reason, many expect money to solve all adversities. Indeed, it can solve most, but definitely not all. Money is like a master key that opens various doors. Need a roof to live under. Money can solve that. Don't know what you'll eat tonight. Money can take care of it. Your children need school supplies. Money can provide. That's the power of money. It's illogical to think that because you have a key, you can walk through a concrete wall, even if there is no door. If you are poor, all you see are financial problems. Once you overcome them, you realize there are other types of problems where money has little or no effect. Often, the less fortunate criticize when a wealthy person takes their own life because they only see the financial abundance and question how someone could need something beyond money. However, you cannot expect a prosperous mindset from people with limited vision. 14. There are those who have money and there are those who are truly rich. Here we enter the nuance of how things really work. What defines wealth? When do you consider yourself rich? For us, wealth is the point in your life where your expectations and realities align. It's not about how much you accumulate, but about the harmony between all the pillars of your life: emotional, intellectual, relational, physical, and financial. It's like gathering all the infinity stones of a successful existence. Some are lucky enough to obtain one or two of these stones, while others spend their lives searching for them in the wrong places. The interesting thing is that these pillars are interconnected. It's complicated to thrive in relationships. When you are emotionally shaken, it's difficult to build your financial empire, if your relationships are fragile, and so on. That's why we see rich people who are not happy or fulfilled in their pursuit of financial profit. They neglected to maintain the other pillars. 15. Your rewards in life will always be proportional to your contribution. If you've ever wondered why you receive the amount you do, it's because of this rule. This is the method to calculate how much an individual should be rewarded. The greater the contribution, the greater the reward. If you serve 10 people, your reward will inevitably be less than someone who serves 1 million. This applies to both the poorest and the richest. It's the essence of value. From today on, you can immediately increase your earnings by simply following this rule. To increase your rewards, expand your contribution. Do this by serving more people, improving the quality of your service, or discovering new ways to contribute. Write down these 3 points and review them daily until you figure out how to apply any of them to your life, and you will immediately notice an increase in the rewards you receive. Any of these 15 rules mentioned are valuable and powerful enough to build wealth for those who are not only aware of them, but also put them into practice. Keep dedicating yourself to your growth or your own personal development. Bonus rule number 16. Would you rather be exhausted or without resources? The decision is entirely yours. We firmly believe in this. Anyone can achieve financial success if they decide to abandon inertia. Many think that being inert is simply not making an effort, but that's not the complete reality. If it were just about brute effort, then coal miners would be the wealthiest people on the planet. The question of not being inert is linked to your mindset. Choose challenges over conveniences. Prefer to watch videos that enrich your knowledge instead of following some streamer. Choose a personal development book instead of getting lost in empty entertainment programs. Decide to sleep an hour less than your colleagues so you can dedicate yourself to your project. Avoiding inertia requires you to give up current comfort in favor of potential future. Not being inert means doing the tasks that others are not willing to do today so that you can live in a way they won't be able to tomorrow. If you're still here, it shows your incredible resilience, and I want to congratulate you for that. You deserve all the success in the world. To confirm that you watched until the end, comment until the end. When I see your comment, I'll leave a little heart. Now I'm going to show you 2 videos on your screen that I prepared exclusively to teach about the habits of the rich, and I'm sure they will add immense value to your life. Click on one of them and watch it now. Do it now.